welcome to English Study Hour. Today we are talking about the combination of a preposition at plus a noun. This combination we call stative combinations. And why, you might ask? Because we use these specific nouns only in combination with a preposition at. And this word combination, a preposition at plus a noun, mean a specific thing. So we cannot split this combination and we cannot substitute the preposition in this combination. If we do it, it will change its meaning. So the combinations at plus a noun, which we're going to talk today about, are stative combinations. We use them just like that. And the first preposition plus noun combination is at a distance of. At a distance of means that there is a space between two things, two objects, or two people, or a person and an object as well. For example, Alice lives far from her work at a distance of 10 kilometers, but she is never late. At a distance of means that Alice lives far from her workplace at a distance of 10 kilometers. And the second combination is at dawn. At dawn means before the sunrise. So it's early morning, before the sun even rises. At dawn. Mary woke up at dawn yesterday in order to send some urgent emails. Mary woke up at dawn means that Mary woke up really early in the morning yesterday. She woke up before the sun rose. At full speed, or simply at speed, means to drive a car very fast or another vehicle. So to drive a vehicle very fast, very quickly. Nick drove at full speed. That's why he couldn't stop immediately. Nick drove at full speed. Nick drove at full speed means that Nick drove a car extremely fast. It was moving, his car was moving very fast. The next one is at a guess. At a guess means I am not sure about something. I'm telling my opinion, but I can be also mistaken. So at a guess, I'm just guessing, I'm just thinking like this, but of course I can't be 100% sure. I'm not sure how much your jacket costs, but at a guess, I'd say about $400. At a guess, I'd say it's $400 means that I only think like this. I'm not sure, I don't know the exact price of your jacket, but in my opinion, it costs $400. At a guess, I think so. At least. I'm sure you heard this combination many times. At least means the least what a person can do in this specific situation. This is the minimum what a person can do. This is the minimum what a person can do in this specific situation. Minimum efforts. Alice was exhausted and couldn't come to my birthday party yesterday, but at least she called me. She couldn't come to my birthday party yesterday, but at least she called me. At least. It means she tried. She tried to do some minimum efforts. She called me. At least she called me. Number 6, at night. We know very well that we use in, preposition in, with the other parts of the day. For example, in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening. But at night, we use always with preposition at. And this is a stative combination. Our flight is going to be delayed, so we are coming home late at night. Number 7, at first. At first means at the beginning. Jane didn't want to learn Spanish at first, but later she changed her mind. Jane didn't want to learn Spanish at first, so at the beginning of her educational year, she didn't think it was a good idea to learn Spanish, but later she changed her mind. So, at first, at the beginning of something, or in the beginning. At last, finally. Amber received over 1,000 of rejections to her applications, but at last she found an amazing job. At last she found an amazing job means that she finally found a great job. At last, finally. Number 9, at home. We always use preposition in when we are talking about being at some specific place. For example, I am in the supermarket. It means I'm inside of the building, or I'm in the classroom, or I'm in the room. I'm inside of the building. However, when we are talking about the word home, we use preposition at, and we need to remember about it. We're going to stay at home today as the weather isn't very good. Number 10, at a disadvantage. At a disadvantage means not to be as good as someone else, not to be as good as something else. We can talk about things or people when we use this word combination. Let's look at example. Kate isn't a citizen of this country, and she's always at a disadvantage when it comes to a promotion. Kate is always at a disadvantage means that Kate is not the first choice for the promotion. So most probably Kate's manager believes that first the citizens of this country should be promoted. However, since Kate is not a citizen, she is at a disadvantage. Number 11, at the moment. At the moment means right now. Nellie is having lunch at the moment. Could you please call back in 20 minutes? Nellie is having lunch at the moment, so she's having her lunch right now. Number 12, at a discount. It means cheaper than usual. So the usual price, let's say $40, but today this specific item, this specific product at a discount. So we can buy it much cheaper. We decided to buy more apples because they were at a discount. We decided to buy more apples because they were cheaper than usual. At first hand, this one is very interesting because it means by oneself, by yourself, have your own personal experience. For example, many people travel to faraway countries just to experience at first hand different cultures and lifestyles. People want to experience something at first hand. It means they want to experience something by themselves. They don't want to read about these experiences in the books or watch YouTube videos about them. They want to have their own, their personal experience at first hand. Number 14, at risk. At risk means at a high possibility of having negative situation or negative consequences. Let's look at example. Because of the flood, many animals are at risk of losing their habitat. At risk of losing their habitat. The consequences of the results of the flood are terrible or might be terrible or have been terrible, and there is a risk for these animals to lose their habitat. That's all for today. Today we have spoken about a combination of preposition at and a noun, and we call these combinations stative combinations because they are used always in the same way. I hope you learned a lot from this video. If you found it useful, like, comment, and subscribe. See you!